Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and this is my open book. In today's video, we're going to be tier ranking all of my 5-star reads from 2025. So grab a drink and grab a snack and let's see if my feelings have changed or if my 5 stars stand the test of time. So you can see here, I've created this little tier and the rankings are going to be at the bottom we have here for a good time, not a long time. So like I had a good time when I read it. And obviously that's why I give it a 5-star, but like I still don't really feel that strongly about it, or like I kind of already forgot why I loved it so much. Enjoyed it, but it didn't ruin my life. Like it was good. I still remember it being good, but it didn't like become part of my personality. I don't think about it all day every day. I don't have like a visceral reaction to it, you know, solid, but like it's fine. And then we have obsessed but stable. Like I will still talk about this book a lot, but again, it didn't like ruin me. Okay, you'll see why that is a trend. Next one, screaming, crying, throwing up. These are books that I had like a visceral reaction to, and just thinking about them, I either still want to scream, still want to cry, or still want to throw up. Yeah. And then the top tier, and she was never the same again. These are books that have like etched their way into my being, and they are now just part of who I am as a person. So dramatic, some would say, but I think it's warranted. So here are the rankings. I read about 150 books in 2025 and I gave 66 of them a 5-star rating apparently. So I don't know what that says about me. I guess we're gonna find out if those 5-star ratings were accurate or if I was just a little bit too trigger happy with giving something a 5 stars. So we're gonna start, I'm pretty sure they're in like kind of alphabetical order because that's how I downloaded them. So we're just gonna go down the list. A Love Most Brutal and A Love Most Fatal. I'm actually gonna put A Love Most Fatal first because this was the first book. This is the Moretti family, Moretti family series. The first book was like, I enjoyed it, but it didn't ruin my life. This one is definitely not as like heavy hitting or deep or dark. This one is more on like the rom-com side, even though it's still like a mafia story. So kind of like, you know, Butcher and Blackbird, like it's a dark romance, but it's more funny and lighthearted. That's kind of the vibe of this one. This one made me like happy. I was like giggling, kicking my feet while I was reading it, but the characters didn't like speak to my soul. You know what I mean? So we're gonna put it in enjoyed it, but it didn't ruin my life. Now the second book, these characters took me by surprise. I did not think I was going to like them as much as the first couple, but they took me by surprise. I was obsessed with them. This book was actually really deep. I was definitely crying, but I feel like still thinking about this book, it is making me cry now. So I think I'm gonna put it in obsessed but stable. I feel like that's a good ranking for those. Okay, then we have kind of a more lighthearted one, A Man for Mrs. Claus. This was a late entry. I read this in December. Obviously, it was a Christmas romance. This was so cute. I think it was one of the best Christmas romances I've ever read. It's the kind of world where when certain people die, angels handpick people for certain jobs. And it's kind of like The Bachelor, but like make it Christmas and make it Santa Claus. So you have Mrs. Claus, who her past Santa has decided to give up his job as Santa Claus because there's somebody else that has passed away that he wants to like spend his afterlife with. So now she has to find a new one to take his place. And there's like multiple people that the angels pick and they have to compete and like do little challenges to see like who's gonna be the best Santa Claus. Super cute. I don't want to put it in here for a good time in a long time because I feel like it will stay in my brain for like a good Christmas romance. So I'm gonna put it in enjoyed it, but it didn't ruin my life. Like it was cute. I enjoyed it a lot. I wonder if I should do like other Christmas ones while we're here to get them out of the way. Let's see. Good Spirits was one, and Eternally Theirs. Eternally Theirs, I think I'm gonna put in obsessed but stable. That's another one took me by surprise. This one is a male, female, male, kind of like a throuple situation. Well, I guess I can't call it a throuple because 2 of them are brothers, but like magical brothers. It's kind of like a Jack Frost twist. I don't really know what to say without giving it away. It was really good. I think I'm gonna put it in obsessed but stable. I love Jack Whitney's writing. She wrote the like rock star metal band romance that I was obsessed with. Those books are coming, don't worry, they're definitely on this list. But I didn't have like a visceral reaction to this book or anything, but it was like really solid, and I definitely like still think about the characters, and I'm obsessed with them. Now, Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. Screaming, crying, throwing up. I cried so much while reading this book. I felt very seen when reading this. I was very emotional. I was very connected to the characters. In this one, she's like haunted by a Christmas spirit, so kind of like Christmas Carol, but she's a good person, so she's like, why am I being haunted? Like, I don't understand what I'm trying to learn from this. So it's them trying to figure out like what she has to do to get rid of this spirit. Yeah, really solid, really solid. Okay, then let's just go back to in order. So we've got Bad Blood. This is part of the Natural series. I know I have Killer Instinct in here too. Were those the only ones that I gave 5 stars? I guess so. Okay, I know this was the last one. Killer Instinct was the second one. I did like Killer Instinct more than the first book. I do remember that. But to be honest, I don't remember why. I think I'm going to put that in here for a good time, not a long time, because I don't really remember what that one was about. Now, Bad Blood. That one had me like screaming, crying, throwing up, because that was like the finale, and there was like so many things going on. This was like more high stakes than I thought it would be for like a YA thriller, but it was very like Criminal Minds-esque. But I'm not like obsessed with it, you know what I mean? I feel like I have already kind of moved on. So I think I'll put enjoy, but it didn't ruin my life. Okay. This was the autobiography / memoir from Ina Garten. I love her. I love watching her show Barefoot Contessa. I love cooking her recipes. I just love her vibe. I love her story. But obviously this is not really one that you have like a visceral reaction to. So like, but I am obsessed with her. I think I'm going to put her in obsessed but stable. She actually like brings me down. She grounds me. You know what I mean? But I'm still obsessed with her. Here we go. Now we're into the Metal Band series by Jack Whitney. This is actually the 3rd book. Let me get the other ones up here. Madness is the 1st book, and Chaos is the 2nd book. Bedlam was definitely like, this book was crazy. This book was crazy. I think I'm going to put this one in Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Madness, and She Was Never the Same Again, because that was the 1st book in this series. So I feel like that one really like needs to have that place, because that's like what introduced me to the whole world. You know what I mean? And then for Chaos, I think I'm going to put Obsessed but Stable. I think that's a good ranking. Okay, then we have Bitter Burn by Sierra Simone. This was a great ending to the series, I have to say. It's definitely going to be one of the top 2. Oh, I don't know. This is hard. I think I'm going to go with Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Yeah. Because I don't really feel like a personal connection to these characters, but Sierra Simone like really knows how to like, punch you in the stomach. You know what I mean? Alright, then I did my reread of the Ruthless Creatures series. Where's book 1? Hello? Oh, here it is. It has a different cover. That's why I wasn't seeing it. So I think it goes 1, 2, and this is book 4. So book 3 didn't get a 5-star from me this time around. I'm pretty sure I remember liking book 3 more the first time, but whatever. It's fine. Let's see. How would I rank these? Brutal Vows is really good. Carnal Urges, though, that was I remember that being my least favorite book the first time I read it, but upon the reread, I think that one was my favorite. So, I think for Ruthless Creatures, the 1st book, I'll put Obsessed but Stable. Like, it's the classic, it's the 1st of the series, but for some reason I didn't have as visceral of a reaction. Brutal Vows. I don't know. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Carnal urges, I'm gonna put in screaming, crying, throwing up. I had like visceral reactions while reading that. Brutal Vows, I can't remember. Like, I remember what it's about, but I don't remember like my reaction to it the second time around. So that's kind of concerning. I guess I'm gonna have to put it in here for a good time, not a long time. Wow, okay. Was not expecting that, gonna be honest with you. Okay, then I did my reread of the Hunger Games series because I read Sunrise on the Reaping, which came out this year. So let's find, where are the other books? Mockingjay, Hunger Games. I feel like I need to put And She Was Never the Same Again, like for all of them. I mean, Mockingjay is not my favorite. Sunrise on the Reaping. Okay. Whew, so many emotions. Hunger Games, Deadly Envy, and She Was Never the Same Again. I mean, Hunger Games like shaped me. You know what I mean? Sunrise on the Reaping, Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Because I definitely did all of those things while reading. Catching Fire and Mockingjay. I think for those, I'll put Obsessed but Stable. Because I feel like while reading those, it could be because I read them so many times and watched the movies so many times. So I didn't have as visceral of a reaction. Catching Fire is my favorite movie. But I think for the books, Hunger Games and Sunrise on the Reaping rank higher for me. We're going to stick with that. It's so hard to do these rankings because I feel like on any given day, I could change up everything. This is just how I'm feeling right now. So I could totally change my mind, but it's fine. Okay, Collide. This was a great hockey romance that I read this year. Another one that kind of took me by surprise with how emotionally deep it was. I think I'm going to go with enjoyed, but it didn't ruin my life. Solid, but like, I don't really think about them on the day-to-day. But it's memorable when I want to think about them. Okay. Ooh, Deep End. That was actually one of my 6-star reads of the year. I loved that book. I loved it. I think I'm going to put it in Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up or Obsessed but Stable. Oh, I don't know. We'll park it there for now. That's weird because I gave it a 6-star, but because I feel like it didn't change me. I don't remember screaming, crying, or throwing up. Did I cry? I don't remember. We're just gonna keep it in the middle. Alright. Fearless, of course, the Powerless series. Do I have the other books? Okay, I have Powerless. I don't think I gave Reckless a 5-star. I loved Reckless. Like, I think that it was definitely necessary the way that she wrote it, but it's not the most, like, action-packed. So I think that's probably why I didn't give it a 5-star while I read it. But these books totally changed me. Who am I kidding? It's like my favorite romantic series of the year, hands down. Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch. That was another great fantasy that I read this year, along with, wait, One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. Those definitely changed me. Those were so good. And I love how they included kind of like tarot cards in the story. Super cool, super cool. For Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch, I do remember screaming, crying, throwing up, but I don't think I still am. I feel like I would put it in Obsessed but Stable. Yeah, that feels good. That feels right. Should we get like all the other fantasies out of the way? Let's see, we've got Iron Flame. I don't know. I feel like I remember Iron Flame being a little slow. But like, the whole overarching storyline of Fourth Wing, I feel like has ruined my life. You know what I mean? But I think I'm also like, Onyx Storm is not on this list. That did not get a 5-star rating. I think I gave it like a 4 or 4.5. But where would I rank Iron Flame? This is so hard. You guys, let's just go with screaming, crying, throwing up. Because even though there are parts that were slow, like the story itself still makes me want to do those things. So, what other fantasy do we have? Ooh, Visions of Darkness by A.L. Jackson. That was really good. I feel like I'm gonna put it in enjoyed it, but it didn't ruin my life. I do still have to read the second part. Maybe that one will have like more visceral reaction, but I'm not like obsessed with them. Like, it was solid. A solid fantasy from A.L. Jackson, because that's not usually the genre that she writes, but I wouldn't say it's like an obsession. The Wolf King. I think I'm gonna also put that in enjoyed it but didn't ruin my life. I obviously want to know what happens. The third book is not out yet. I'm definitely intrigued. I enjoyed the story, but again, the characters like are not ruining me. So I think that's a good spot. The Never List though, that was so good. I think I'm gonna put that in screaming, crying, throwing up. I need to know what happens next. I'm obsessed with all those characters, hands down. Is that it for fantasy? I think so. I think that's it for fantasy. So let's maybe go into some of the like non-romances. I've got some mysteries and nonfiction still. So let's do those. Okay, for a nonfiction, we have the Let Them Theory. I don't think I'm going to put it... I feel like it has like the perspective of letting them, I feel like is helpful, right? But I don't think it changed my life as much as I thought it would, so I'm going to put it in enjoyed it but didn't ruin my life. Now Look Closer by David Ellis. That was a great thriller. It definitely had me screaming, crying, throwing up. I think it was also because we were due for one. Katie and I picked this for book club and we had so many bad thrillers last year, so I think like just by comparison that one stands out. Now by the end of next year, will it still be that good? I don't know. Hopefully we will have read better ones by then, but we'll see. Oh, I've got my Agatha Christie on here. Let's see. I think I've got two by her. Yeah, we've got Murder in the Vicarage and Body in the Library. Murder in the Vicarage, like, I enjoyed it, but it didn't ruin my life. Body in the Library, I preferred. I'm gonna put Obsessed but Stable. It wasn't like a gobsmacking plot twist or anything, so I'm not gonna put it in screaming, crying, throwing up. But I'm obsessed with Miss Marple. I love her. Okay. I think everything else kind of falls under the romance umbrella. I guess we can go with Like a Love Story. This book was very moving and very emotional and educational. I don't think like there are some sad parts, right? So I probably did like tear up. But I think because this one is also like so real that it's kind of like depressing to think about this actually happening to people. It has to do with how the gay people were treated back in the 80s when there was the whole like AIDS anti-gay propaganda going around, especially in places like New York, like really highly populated areas. So I think I'm gonna put it in Obsessed but Stable, but that feels wrong to put it there. I don't know. We're just gonna park it there for now. Let's see. Yeah, I think everything else is a romance. So let's just go in order. We have Honor. This is my favorite from that series with the firefighters. What's it called? Sky Ridge Hot Shots. The second book was also really good. Definitely a very close second. I think I'm gonna put it in, oh, I don't know, because now I feel like if someone were to ask me for book recommendations, this wouldn't be one of the first I would recommend. But now that I'm thinking about what happened in that book, like, it does, like, I feel it in my stomach. You know what I mean? This one was very angsty. So I feel like I'm gonna put in Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. I kind of want to reread that, or like try more things by this author. I believe it's Danielle Baker. That was really good. Oh, Indigo. She Was Never the Same Again. historical romance. Oh my god, beautifully written, very soulful, very emotional, very real, but handled well. Love it. Love Beverly Jenkins. Iris Kelly Doesn't Date. This was the last book that I needed to read by Ashley Herring Blake. I did really enjoy this romance. I did. I thought this would be my least favorite, but it ended up being really solid. But it didn't ruin my life. So I'm going to go with enjoy but didn't ruin my life. Okay, Lover Enshrined. Is that Fury's book? I think I'll go with Obsessed but Stable. This is part of the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. I feel like that one didn't wreck me as much as some of the other ones have, so we're just going to put it there. Oh, Madame by Sarah Kate. That one was so good. Let's see. That one was also really angsty. I thought that it would just be like pure smut because it's about a sex club dom, like teaching a couple the art of like BDSM and things like that. But she kind of gets like roped into the romance with them. I kind of want to put in Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. This one was definitely a standout that I was not expecting. My Darling Mayhem by Ashley Munoz. This was another book club book. That one was really good, but I think I still enjoyed the Stone Riders more. I might put it in here for A Good Time Not a Long Time. I think we technically gave that one like a 4.5 star technically, and I just like rounded up to a 5, so that feels fair. One Baby Daddy by Megan Quinn. I don't remember giving this 5 stars. I guess I liked it. I don't remember. I think I'm just gonna put it in here for A Good Time Not a Long Time. I know it was one that I read in January, but I was trying to knock out like, I read like over 20 books that month, so some of them were definitely a blur, not gonna lie. Out of the Gate was cute. It was part of the series by Elsie Silver. It was about, it's kind of like a prequel. It's about like the parents of some of the siblings that get books in the series. So it was really sweet. And it was a second chance romance, which I love. But I think I'm still gonna put it in here for A Good Time Not a Long Time. Ooh, Power Play by Chelsea Curto. This is definitely one where I had visceral reactions when I was reading it. The character, like the main male character, he definitely pissed me off, and I did not think he was going to redeem himself, but he did. But I wouldn't say I'm like obsessed with them. So I think I'll go with enjoyed it, but it didn't ruin my life. The Puck Chase. I love them. This is a male college hockey romance by G.N. Wright. Oh my god, I love these characters. I feel like they're like my little babies. I don't know if I would quite put it in She Was Never the Same Again. I mean, kind of. Kind of. Yeah. I feel like that's like peak male romance of like how it should be. You know what I mean? If you love Heated Rivalry, you need to read that book. Just saying. Ooh, Redeeming 6. She Was Never the Same. Saving and Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh. This is Joey and Aoife's books. Oh my god. 1,000 stars. That's probably like my favorite book of the year. I want to cry just thinking about them, you guys. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I actually really like that book. I still think about it. I think it's my favorite Colleen Hoover. I think I prefer this over It Ends With Us. And It Begins With, or It Starts With Us, whatever that duet was called. Am I gonna put it in And She Was Never the Same Again? I kind of want to. This like really redeemed Colleen Hoover for me because I was honestly on my way out. I was about to be like, take me off this train, I don't want it. But this like saved her for me. I think I'm gonna put it at the top for now. I might move it at the end, we'll see. Rewind It Back by Liz Tom40. I loved them. I loved them. But it didn't give me like 6-star feelings, and I feel like it had everything that it should have to give me that feeling, and it didn't. So like there was something missing. Something missing. I don't think I was screaming, crying, throwing up. I think I was more like giggly. We'll go with obsessed but stable. I'm gonna do the same with Riding the High. That was really good. Save Your Breath. Screaming, crying, throwing up. No notes. Candy Steiner totally took me by surprise. I didn't even think I was gonna like that character because I didn't love him in the other books. And it's him with like a pop star. I don't usually like that dynamic, but these two have history together. It was like childhood friends to lovers, kind of. Oh my god. Obsessed with them. Scythe and Sparrow. I kind of don't remember how much I liked them. I think I'm going to put Here for a Good Time, Not a Long Time, because I kind of already forgot how I felt. Yikes. Second Chances in Newport Stephen. Oh, they're so cute. So cute. Such great trans representation as well. I think I'm going to go with Obsessed but Stable, though, because it was more cute, not like emotionally damaging. Ooh, Sink or Swim by Tessa Bailey. This one was really good. These characters kind of did ruin my life. This was very angsty. And we all know I love Tessa Bailey. I'll go with Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Wait, I'm skipping ahead. The Front Runner. And She Was Never the Same. I loved them. I'm also skipping ahead again. I'm seeing some other one. Prodigal Son. Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Some like heavy stuff happens in that book, but man, is it worth it. Okay, Sweet Solitude and Sweet Surrender. I don't remember which is which. Which is the first? I think Sweet Solitude is the last one and Sweet Surrender is the first one. Sweet Surrender was really good. If this is the order I'm thinking of, Sweet Surrender is the first book. So I'm gonna go with Enjoyed But Didn't Ruin My Life. I think I'll actually put Sweet Solitude in Obsessed But Stable. Yeah, that feels right. Ooh, The Birthday List. That was really good. By Daphne Perry. That one is about the female main character who loses her husband. And it's a romance with her and like the cop that is the one that like gives her the bad news. But it was very well done. Like it kind of did ruin my life at the time because this is very hard to read. So I think I'll go Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Tide. That book was so sweet. I'm also gonna put that in Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. So sweet. Tools of Engagement. That was really solid. Let's go with Enjoyed But Didn't Ruin My Life. Whoa, I just noticed this. Why did I give that? I do not remember that book. That's definitely Here for a Good Time in a Long Time. I don't remember why I gave that 5 stars. It was like kind of mafia-esque. And I remember like enjoying it, but 5 stars is crazy behavior. Wild and Wrangled. Oh, I loved them. I think I'll go with Obsessed But Stable because I didn't get like visceral reactions, but it was like a cute second chance. Under an Endless Moon. Oh, I love them. I think I'm gonna go with And She Was Never the Same. Wild Side. Also Obsessed But Stable. Well, actually, I think I'll do Enjoy But Didn't Ruin My Life. Yeah, that was another one where it felt more like cutesy solid, not like, you know, I can't stop thinking about them. I'm not at that level. I definitely do stop thinking about them. I'm not obsessed. So, I think that works for me. Okay, let's make sure. Yeah, these are all ones that are kind of, not forgettable, but like the feeling I had and the reaction I felt afterwards is forgettable. I still remember what the books are about. So it makes sense why I gave them a 5-star because I enjoyed it at the time, but I don't remember like why I had such a reaction to it. These enjoyed but didn't ruin my life. Yeah, like these are still ones that I would solidly recommend. Like if someone asked me, oh, what's a good Christmas book? I'm gonna say A Man for Mrs. Claus. If someone asks me like, oh, what do you think about A.L. Jackson writing fantasy? I'm gonna say I enjoyed it, you know, like I'm still gonna recommend these books. They still are 5 stars, okay? But they're not like life-changing. So, obsessed but stable. Okay, these are definitely ones that I like. I'm still obsessed with these characters. Are there any of these where I'm not obsessed with the characters? Ooh, I think I see some I'm gonna move. I think I do. I think, no. 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 This is so hard. Okay. Screaming, crying, throwing up. Yeah. I definitely like did all of these things while reading these books. 100%. Now, do I need to move any of them up to And She Was Never the Same? Have any of them like changed my life? I don't think so. I don't think so. This feels right. Okay, this is definitely life-changing. Yes, yes, yes. All of these were like super big standouts of the year. Now Tide, I gave 6 stars. What is holding me back from putting that in the top category? I don't know. Could it be because I read it in January? So like I've just read so many other ones that stand out since then. I don't know. But yeah, I think this is the final breakdown. This is the final ranking. Honestly, not too bad. Most of them are at least in the obsessed but stable or higher. I feel like these are still ones I would solidly recommend, but I just didn't have like a visceral, like memorable reaction to them. So this feels right. Alright, that's going to be it for today's video. Be sure to give this video a like and leave a comment down below telling me one of your favorite books from 2025. And be sure to subscribe so you can see what 5-star reads I find in 2026. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!